everyone, and today we are going to be visiting Córdoba in Spain. Nestled in the heart of Andalusia, this city is a treasure trove of history, culture, and amazing architecture. And in the first week of January, it's the perfect getaway to kickstart your year. But hold on to your seats, because by the end of this video, I'm going to reveal a little-known secret about this enchanting place that will make you want to book your tickets immediately. So without much ado, let us dive in. As you will see, the city is practically a living, breathing history book, and it sits pretty much in the middle of the Guadalquivir River, with about, give or take, 400,000 souls as its population. Our tour starts here, along the banks of the river, right across the historic heart of Córdoba. The riverbank is lined with beautiful walking paths, perfect for taking in the serene views of the river and the city skyline. You can see the majestic Roman bridge, which has stood the test of time since the 1st century BC, connecting the two sides of the city. The riverbank is lined with beautiful walking paths, perfect for taking in the serene views of the river and the city skyline. Now, let's talk about the Torre de la Calahorra, the imposing tower guarding the southern end of the Roman bridge. Originally built by the Moors in the 12th century, it served as a defensive structure to protect the city from invaders. And this is the area around the torre and the bridge. You will see small shops and eateries. Let us head back towards the bridge, known as the Puente Romano. And this architectural marvel stretches across the river and has been a vital link between the two sides of Córdoba for nearly 2 millennia. This sturdy structure has withstood the test of time and countless historical events. The bridge was bustling with Roman soldiers, traders, and travelers. It was a critical part of the Via Augusta, the major Roman road that connected Cadiz to Rome. Over the centuries, it saw the footsteps of Moors, Christians, and many others who shaped Córdoba's rich history. Used for defensive purpose in the past, the tower is now a museum where you can find information about Córdoba's Islamic past, showcasing artifacts, models, and multimedia exhibits that bring to life the era when Córdoba was a center of learning and culture in the Islamic world. Visitors can explore different rooms that illustrate the coexistence of Muslims, Jews, and Christians during the city's golden age. Today, the bridge is a pedestrian-only zone, perfect for a leisurely walk or cycle ride. The views from the bridge are simply breathtaking. Trust me, they're nothing short of spectacular, no matter the time of day. Looking down from the bridge, the river flows serenely beneath you. The gentle ripples and the sound of the water create a peaceful ambience, a perfect counterbalance to the bustling city. On the northern side of the bridge, you get a stunning view of the Cathedral of Córdoba. And this grand structure, with its intricate arches and towering minaret-turned bell tower, dominates the skyline. Along the riverbanks, you'll see lush greenery and scenic walking paths, where locals and tourists alike can enjoy strolling, jogging, or simply sitting by the river, soaking in the tranquil atmosphere. The bridge is a favorite spot for photographers and romantics alike. Whether you're capturing the perfect shot or just enjoying a quiet moment, the views from the Roman bridge are unforgettable. And if you have a chance, do climb to the top of the tower. The panoramic views of the Roman bridge, the river, and the city of Córdoba are absolutely stunning. It's a perfect spot for those Instagram-worthy shots. After crossing the bridge, we found ourselves right at the entrance to the old city, marked by the giant city gate. This impressive monument has a design that reflects the Renaissance style, with its grand arch and classical columns, exuding a sense of strength and elegance. Walk through the gate, and it is like walking through a symbolic transition from the bustling modern city to the historic heart of Córdoba. And there is really a lot to see in the historic center, and we cannot possibly cover it all within the 30 minutes of this video. Instead, we will walk around, show you the scenery and point out the buildings and structures that celebrate Córdoba's rich heritage and the triumphs of its past. Back in 206 BC, the Romans founded Córdoba. They weren't just passing through, they set up shop and built impressive structures like temples, theaters, and even a massive bridge over the river. Now fast forward to the 8th century, and Córdoba became the jewel of the Moorish Empire, and it transformed into one of the most advanced cities in Europe. Picture this: sophisticated street lighting, libraries with thousands of books, and public baths. During its golden age, Córdoba was a melting pot of cultures. Muslims, Jews, and Christians lived together, contributing to a rich and diverse cultural landscape. The Jewish quarter, with its narrow, winding streets and flower-filled patios, is a beautiful reminder of this harmonious coexistence. However, in the 13th century, the Christian forces reconquered Córdoba. And similar to the Roman, they also built impressive structures. Today, Córdoba is a vibrant blend of its historic layers and modern flair. And you can definitely explore ancient ruins, savor delicious tapas, and experience the passion of flamenco, all of that, in one day. We drove here, but getting here is actually a breeze. Córdoba is well connected by high-speed trains from Madrid and Seville, and driving in is just as easy. Once you arrive, the city's rich history and stunning architecture are ready to welcome you. There is a lot to see and do, but perhaps the crown jewel of this city was from the 8th century Moorish Empire, when the Mezquita-Catedral was built. And let us go through one of its gates, and let us discover what is it all about. But first, I should warn you. Brace yourself for one of the most incredible architectural wonders you'll ever see. And this place is a jaw-dropping blend of history, culture, and stunning design. Originally built as a mosque in the 8th century during the Islamic rule of Spain, the cathedral is an architectural masterpiece that reflects the city's rich cultural heritage. It is a forest of over 850 columns made of jasper, onyx, marble, and granite, supporting red and white striped arches that stretch as far as the eye can see. The intricate details and craftsmanship are a testament to the skill and creativity of the artisans who built this marvel over centuries. After the Christian Reconquista in the 13th century, the mosque was transformed into a cathedral. This blending of Moorish and Christian styles created a unique fusion of architectural influences. You'll see elements like the Renaissance choir stalls and the Baroque altars seamlessly integrated within the Islamic prayer hall. The bell tower, known as the Torre del Campanario, offers breathtaking views of Córdoba's skyline and the surrounding countryside. It's worth climbing up just to take in the panorama. Today, the cathedral is not just a place of worship but also a UNESCO World Heritage Site and a symbol of tolerance and cultural exchange. It's visited by millions of people from around the world each year, drawn by its unparalleled beauty and historical significance. Leaving the cathedral, we took to one of the narrow alleys that brought us deeper into the old town. One little secret now: Córdoba is famous for its patios, especially during the Fiesta de los Patios in May. But even in January, you can get a sneak peek into these hidden gems. Many locals keep their patios lush and vibrant all year round, and some even open their doors to visitors. And it's like stepping into a private paradise. And here's the best part: there's a hidden network of patios, connected by secret passages known only to a few. If you befriend a local, they might just show you this secret green world. This is another hidden gem in Córdoba, and it is known as the Alley of the Flowers. But since it was incredibly crowded at this time of the day, let us revisit this place later on. So stick around till the end. This is in fact the interior of a boutique. It is nicely decorated and reminded us of the setting of a medieval castle. Since the city is a gem, it definitely attracts visitors from all around the world. In fact, each year, Córdoba welcomes millions of tourists eager to explore its UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Just the Mezquita-Catedral alone attracts over 1 million visitors annually. Beyond its landmarks, tourists are drawn to Córdoba's lively atmosphere, with its bustling markets, delicious cuisine, and traditional festivals like the Feria de Córdoba in May. Events like the Patios Festival, where visitors can explore the city's private courtyards in bloom, highlight Cordoba's community spirit and showcase its unique traditions. And of course, experiencing flamenco, which is a passionate dance rooted in Andalusian culture. This is a must for many visitors seeking an authentic taste of Spain. In the 18th century, the population here was reduced to a mere 20,000 inhabitants. The population and economy started to increase again only in the early 20th century, and the second half of the 19th century saw the arrival of railway transport via the opening of the Seville-Córdoba line. And today, it is the largest municipality in Andalusia and the fourth largest in Spain. The city of Córdoba lies in the middle course of the river, and the differences in elevation in the valley are very small, ranging from 100 to 170 meters above sea level. In general, Córdoba has a hot Mediterranean climate and it has the highest summer average daily temperatures in Spain and Europe. This is the church of the College of Saint Victoria. Situated in the historic center of Córdoba, the church's facade reflects a blend of Baroque and neoclassical architectural styles. It was originally part of a Jesuit school complex, known for its educational and religious teachings. Nearby is also the Tower of Santo Domingo de Silos, and during its early history, it served both as a defensive structure and as a bell tower for the adjoining convent church. You can climb the tower and enjoy the views of the historic center from atop. Over the years, the tower has undergone restoration efforts to preserve its historical integrity. We are now walking in one of the narrower alleys of the city. It is so tight that you can reach both ends without having to fully extend out your arms. Further up, the alley started to widen again, but it was still not large enough to fit a vehicle through. Earlier on, we were just talking about the climate here. I would recommend to avoid the summer months if you do not wish to bake in the 40°C temperatures. Winters are mild, yet cooler than other low-lying cities in southern Spain due to its interior location. But most of the annual rainfall occurs during the winter months. Like today, the sky is already grayish, and it seems that it will rain sooner or later. This is a significant archaeological site, known as Templo Romano. Dating back to the 1st century AD, this temple was dedicated to the imperial cult, likely honoring Emperor Augustus or possibly Julius Caesar. Archaeological excavations have unearthed significant portions of the temple's original structure, providing valuable insights into Roman religious practices and urban planning in ancient Córdoba. Next to it is the City Hall of Córdoba, blending modern governance with the ancient history of this vibrant city. The site where the City Hall stands has witnessed the ebb and flow of civilizations, from Roman times when the area was part of the bustling Forum, to medieval and Islamic periods when it served various administrative functions. Nearby the City Hall are several other smaller chapels and churches, a reminder of the strong religious culture in the city. For example, this is the Royal Church of St. Paul. Located adjacent to the church and near the City Hall, Jardín Huerto invites visitors into a serene garden retreat marked by its peaceful atmosphere and natural beauty. The gardens were inaugurated in 2004, created from various orchards that belonged to the Orive Palace and the old orchards of the San Pablo convent. It is one of the first green spaces within the historic center, established centuries ago. In the 90s, the Córdoba City Council acquired the Orive Palace and its orchard, and converted this green space into public gardens. Just 2 years ago in 2022, construction of a new access road to the City Hall began. And during this construction, a 9th-century pool was discovered. Apparently this belonged to the Emir Abdallah I de Córdoba. On the garden's grounds, you can also find the former chapter house of the San Pablo convent. Dating back to the 16th century, it was left unfinished. However, its restoration to convert it into an exhibition hall began in 2006 and was completed 2 years later in 2008. We took our time, walking around the garden and checking out each of the access doors, to see if there is any hidden passage or simply anything interesting. Then, leaving the garden, we walked towards the church of San Rafael and San Lorenzo. The city of Córdoba boasts a significant number of churches and religious sites, and while some of them are open to the public free of charge, many others require a nominal fee for entry. In fact, you should be able to pre-book or purchase online passes that will allow you entrance to the medieval churches of the city. And I highly recommend it as these passes are relatively inexpensive. The Viana Palace is a historic mansion with an extensive collection of patios and gardens. It dates back to the 14th century and originally served as a noble residence. The elegant facade, intricate stonework, and ornate details are complemented by its 12 beautiful patios and gardens, each with its own unique design and ambience. These patios are adorned with colorful flowers, citrus trees, fountains, and decorative tiles, creating a serene and picturesque atmosphere. A few steps away is another historic mansion, known as the Old House of the Marquis of Villaseca. The mansion features a traditional Andalusian courtyard design, adorned with columns, arches, and decorative tiles, creating a tranquil and aesthetically pleasing space. And it is open to the public for guided tours. And again, a few steps away from the mansion, is yet another historic church. It dates back to the 13th century and is renowned for its blend of Islamic and Christian styles, typical of medieval Spain. Opposite the church is this small plaza, where you can sit down, relax, catch your breath, or simply use the surrounding area for some beautiful Instagram photos. While we catch our breath, kindly do subscribe to our channel if you have not done so, and give us a thumbs up, or like the video. It does not cost you anything, but it helps the YouTube algorithm push our video to a wider audience, so that it can be shared to more people. And now back to the video. To visit the interior of this church, you will need to pay or have purchased an entry pass. We took the opportunity to grab lunch at a restaurant right opposite the church. And although the staff there did not speak English, the food served was delicious and filling. Especially the grilled octopus, accompanied by potatoes. We could eat 2 to 3 of these. After a very satisfying lunch, we continued our tour. And we are now slightly more than 2 kilometers north of the city gate and the Roman bridge. And here along this major road, you will find a tower, known as Torre de la Malmuerta. It was built as part of the city's defensive fortifications to protect against potential invasions and uprisings during the reign of King Henry III of Castilla. And nearby, just a few steps away, is the entrance to the Gardens of Mercy. The gardens were established in the early 20th century and have since become a cherished recreational space for the city's residents. Located near the Palacio de la Merced, which currently houses the provincial government of Córdoba, the gardens were designed to provide a tranquil and scenic environment amidst the urban setting, offering a respite from the hustle and bustle of city life. They are open to the public year-round and are free to enter. They provide a perfect spot for a picnic, a relaxing afternoon, or a break during a busy day of sightseeing. Inside you will find several fountains and even a mosque, adding to the aesthetic appeal, and the garden is within walking distance of other historical and cultural sites, making them a great addition to any city tour. We left the garden via the south exit, and from there, we walked back into the historic town, heading south, back towards the river. And just in case you were wondering, Córdoba has an airport, although there are no airlines operating commercial flights on it. Therefore, the closest airports to the city are Seville Airport, Granada Airport, and Malaga Airport, and all three are more than 100 kilometers away. This is a charming corner, and it features white wall lined up with blue pots and elegant flowers, and on the right are the walls of Córdoba's extensive medieval fortifications, which protected the city during its long and complex history. On our way back towards the river, we also passed by several arts galleries. The city is known for its skilled artisans who produce traditional crafts such as leatherwork, silverware, and ceramics. This is a historic passage in the now defunct Roman-era city wall between the upper and lower towns of Córdoba. The Bailio steps, was originally one of the entrances of the city walls. They lead to one of the most serene plaza of Córdoba, and the plaza is located near the Church of the Capuchin Fathers, which gives the plaza its name. The most iconic feature of the plaza is the Christ of the Lanterns, a revered statue of Christ on the cross surrounded by lanterns. The intention behind the statue was to inspire faith and provide a focal point for prayer and contemplation. The plaza is known for its minimalist and austere design, with whitewashed walls, simple cobblestone pavement, and limited ornamental features. This simplicity enhances the spiritual and contemplative atmosphere of the space. So the Bailio steps will lead to the Plaza de Capuchinos, with the popular statue of Christ of the Lanterns at one end. As we walk down, you can notice on the left, the Casa del Bailio, a building that once formed part of a great palace in the old area of the city of Córdoba. Its construction goes back to the partition of the city carried out by Ferdinand III after the expulsion of the Moors. And it is now home to the Al-Andalus Living Library, which aims to promote the classical Andalusi culture's contribution to humanity. The Bailio House is currently classified as an asset of cultural interest. As we left the plaza, the weather started acting up. The sky got darker, and we could feel few drops of rain here and there. Yet, we pressed on. There were still things to see. We were now back near the city hall, and nearby, there is a gate, known as the Western Gate of Córdoba. And going through the gate, led us to the cloister area, characterized by a series of columns and arches typical of Moorish architecture. Leaving the area, we continued south, and we were less than 1 kilometer from the riverbanks. And this is the convent of San Francisco. Founded by the Franciscan order, it served as a religious institution where Franciscan friars lived a monastic life dedicated to prayer, contemplation, and community service. Today, the convent continues to be an active religious site. It is open to visitors who wish to explore its historical and architectural features, providing insight into the Franciscan tradition and Córdoba's religious past. Finally, we reached the river banks. To get to our hotel, we would have to cross the bridge to the other side. But before that, let us walk along the riverbank and enjoy the scenic views on this side of the river, nearer to the historic center. The pavement was wide and filled with benches and trees, turning it into a popular area for leisurely walks, especially in the evening when locals and tourists alike stroll along the promenade. At this point we were starting to feel tired. We have been walking for hours, and the weather has been mischievous. Luckily we have covered most of the historic town. And what an incredible day we've had exploring Córdoba's historic center. There's a gentle drizzle starting to fall. It's like the city's way of cooling us down after all that walking. Now, it's time to rest our feet and take a little break at our cozy hotel. But before we do, remember I promised you a surprise twist. Here it comes. But first, it is now nightfall and the temperature has dropped to below 10 degrees Celsius. We rested for a few hours at the hotel and we were back out, as we wanted to explore Córdoba and experience the city at night. I am using my iPhone to videotape and it has started to rain and the temperature has also dropped. And we are now in low light. But I am still hoping that this will not affect the video quality too much and we will still be able to show you around. To make matters worse, it was now raining heavily. Where were we already? Oh, the twist. All day long, we've been following the well-trodden paths, but did you know that hidden beneath Córdoba are ancient Roman ruins and secret tunnels? These underground passages are a testament to the city's rich and layered history, some of which are still being discovered today. So, next time you're here, maybe you'll uncover a secret passage or two. And remember that when you do, please do let us know about them. But for now, let's walk around and try to find a nice restaurant for dinner. As night falls over Córdoba's historic center, a different kind of magic awakens. The narrow cobblestone streets, which bustled with life during the day, now glisten under the gentle rain. It's the beginning of January, and there's a slight chill in the air, just enough to make you pull your coat a little tighter. And street lamps and neon signs cast a warm, golden glow, their light reflecting off the wet stones, creating a picturesque, almost dreamlike landscape. To be honest, we were hungry. Lunch was hours back. But we still wanted to walk around and experience the city at night. So we wandered through the small alleys, making our way towards the cathedral. As we move deeper into the maze, the alleys open up into quiet courtyards, their fountains silent under the rain. Or in this case, we came across interesting buildings with even more interesting interiors that beget our curiosity. The occasional flicker of light from a distant lamp adds to the mystery. Each hidden corner seems to hold its breath, waiting for us to discover its secrets. The alleys began to widen, and the towering silhouette of the cathedral emerged through the rain, its grand arches and intricate details illuminated by soft lights. The sight was mesmerizing, a stunning contrast between the intimate, rain-soaked alleys and the majestic, ancient structure standing resolute against the night. One thing I realized was that the phone recording capability, in these conditions, could not keep up with how amazing that place looked at night. So I do apologize for the drop in video quality. The rain continued to fall, on and off now, but each drop was a fleeting touch on the stone, adding to the cathedral's timeless beauty. The cold air bites a little, but the sight before us was worth every shiver. The massive arches of the cathedral, bathed in the soft light, looked like a bridge to another time, each stone a silent witness to centuries of history. Standing here, with the rain gently falling and the night closing in, it felt like we were part of this timeless story. Everything here has woven a tapestry of memories and mysteries that are simply unforgettable. And as we took in the view, a thought crossed our mind. What secrets does this ancient city still hold, waiting for the next curious soul to uncover? Before we went back to the restaurant, where dinner was waiting for us, there was still one place left that we wanted to visit. And this is the Flower Alley. We visited it earlier, but it was too crowded. And it seems that it is perpetually crowded. Luckily, I managed to make a YouTube shorts of the alley when it was totally empty, and I will link it to this video in the description section. And so, as our day in Cordoba draws to a close, we find ourselves right in the middle of the rain-soaked city, making our way towards our dinner venue. And although we do not do plug-in, but our late dinner at this Andalusian restaurant, called Bodegas Mezquita, deserved a special mention. I think it scored 4.7 or 4.8 on Google reviews. Therefore, I was really looking forward to it. My stomach was growling already. I was not just hungry, I was famished. We ordered a number of dishes, as per our host's recommendation, including sangria, and we had ourselves a feast. We were impressed by the quality and the taste of the food. The place was lovely and everything was impeccable. Oh, just one small detail, you probably need a reservation if you want to eat there. After dinner, we walked back to our hotel. The city was really quiet now. Most of the alleys started to empty themselves and some were already deserted. We can't help but feel a deep appreciation for Cordoba. It's a city where every street, every building, and every hidden corner holds a piece of history and a touch of magic. So, if you're looking for a destination that's rich in history, culture, and hidden surprises, Cordoba should be at the top of your list. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more travel adventures and hidden gems. Next week we will travel and explore another amazing city in Spain. So do not miss next week's episode. And please leave us a comment to let us know if you liked the video or not. Thank you for joining me on this journey through Cordoba. Until next time then.